Hello again, YouTube. So I decided not to wait for that bus. Can't see it coming. Can't see that it left. Uh, anyway, when I checked my clock and checked the app, it showed that I was a minute late for it, and it showed that it's on time. Although this is the first time I've attempted to ride a dash bus in. By the way, the time and date, it's 11:47 a.m. Tuesday, December 7th. Still on my way to the state capitol for the anti-vaccine mandate protest. And anyway, it's been many years since I've rode a dash bus, and I didn't realize that of course, back then there was no bus app, for tracking and seeing, where they are, if they're on time or whatnot. And I hadn't realized that apparently none of the dash buses are equipped with the hardware to track them in real time, like the other buses that I ride in the light rail are. So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Pulling my wireless earbuds out of my ears right now. Just hearing my own voice in my head with those things on was weird. I was listening to some stuff on it in my on the train ride downtown. All right, there's the lovely Phoenix Police Headquarters. Architecture, that kind of architecture screams 1970s. I have no idea exactly when it was built, but boy, I could tell some stories about that. I could tell some stories about that building for many years. That's where I, at my own request, had to do my exchanges of my daughter Allison with her mother. And mind you, the exchanges were almost never with her mother. She pretty much always roped somebody else into doing it for her, so she wouldn't have to deal with or speak to me whatsoever, which I don't think was good for our daughter. But anyway, yeah, I have so many stories about shit that went down in this building because of that. Someday I do want to find my audio recordings of my various hearings, put them up on YouTube. I don't know who would actually want to listen to that stuff, but it's certainly interesting. All right, we got this guy honking because he's impatient, and this guy sitting because he doesn't know he can turn right on red. Oh, nope, there he goes. All right, you know what? I'm going to cross on red because fuck it. Yeah, Phoenix PD, $7,500 hiring bonus. Yeah, I don't think there's any amount of money that would make me want that job. And although I gotta admit, $7,500 is awfully tempting. But yeah, I don't, I don't see Phoenix PD hiring me with my criminal record. And then there's that whole nasty issue of me not being able to carry a gun as a convicted felon. Although, the way the laws are currently, I could file a petition and ask for that right to be restored. For many years, I couldn't, due to a clause, due to a very specific Arizona law surrounding who the alleged victim of my crime was. But that law has since changed, which allowed me to get my right to vote back. I want to say in 2016, I finally got my right to vote back after gosh, I'm trying to think how many years it was. After 20 years of not being able to vote in 2016, I was finally able to get my right to vote back because of that change in the law. So that's appreciated. And ever since that time, it's been an option for me to file a petition to get my right to carry a gun back. It's nothing I'm horribly concerned about. I defend myself well with judo. You don't know if I got a gun, but I look like I probably do. Yeah, I found it the best thing that protects me in some of the really bad neighborhoods that I regularly walk through at inopportune times. It's just the fact that I carry myself a little bit more scary. In a way, it's a little bit more intimidating and scary than certain other people. That's something I learned a long time ago as a teenager, as a semi-homeless teenager, existing in some really bad neighborhoods in Denver, that the best way to not have issues was to just simply walk with confidence and look like you got a purpose and look like you're ready to deal with whatever life throws at you. And there's people definitely pick up on that. I've never really looked at these displays. This one says nature. This one across the street says recreation. I believe these were put along Washington Street during the statehood centennial back in 2012. And to be honest, I really haven't spent much time in this part of town since then. I've mentioned several times I was homeless shortly after my divorce for an extended period of time, and this was a part of town I spent a lot of my time in back then. So, yeah, a lot of deja. I mean, obviously I've been coming through this part of town, as someone who largely grew up in Phoenix since I was a small child. In fact, one of my first childhood homes in Phoenix was not far to the west of here. But as far as like me personally connecting with this part of town, it really became a huge part of like where my life happened after my wife and I separated. So kind of wild walking through and seeing how many things look exactly the same, but yet certain things are different, like these little displays. This one here says history. One day when I got a little hang time, I have to walk through and read these and take in the pictures, because these look pretty darn cool. All right, so when I was there, I looked at as I said before, the dash buses have no tracking, so I have no way of looking to see where they actually physically are and how long it'll be till the next one. But according to the schedule, I just missed one, although I certainly didn't see it down the road as having just left a minute ago. But it showed the next one was not going to happen until late enough that it wouldn't get me to the Capitol on time. And I don't know, I just kind of figured in my head I'd probably start walking. I'd probably actually at the Capitol right at noon, which is when the event's supposed to start. And so far it's looking like that's probably how it's going to work out. It's 11:55 a.m. and I'm not sure what. I'm at 12th Avenue. Okay, there's the street sign, 12th Avenue. Kind of neat. There's other things that were added to the statehood here for each county. There's one about Santa Cruz County, one across the corner there about Yavapai County, and there's another one about state history, military. There's one for Yuma County. And there's the bus. there's the bus. I stand corrected. That would have got me to the Capitol faster. Wow, it just looks like a standard bus, but it says Dash on it. Back in the day when I used to regularly ride the Dash, as I said, I was homeless and lived in this area, and at some points I kind of had a home in this area. In fact, I did actually rent a house for a while right next to the Arizona Center, so I guess I couldn't really be considered homeless at that point in time, although my time living in that house was very short-lived. But back then the Dash buses were shorter buses, and they were copper colored, very distinctive. So I'm going to guess that those have since been retired and just replaced with regular buses. Oh, that's neat. Decorative crosswalk that says 2012 on it with some the state logo in it. I'm crossing 13th Avenue. Dang, now I'm wishing I'd have waited for the damn bus, because I still got So I got like 3 blocks to walk, but it's all good. I'm going to get there at a reasonable time. That's kind of neat. Fort Mojave Indian Tribe Monument. Now it looks like they've got these little round ones. They got the same kind of copper fronts on them. They just don't face the sidewalk. Gila River Indian Community. So it looks like they've got round monuments. And quite a few of them here. For information for the different Native American communities in Arizona. One for the Hopi tribe, one for the Kaibab Paiute tribe. That's one I've heard of. I'm not very familiar with personally. I see 2 more across the street. It just seems to be this whole little row here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them on the south side of the street, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 6 more on this side. I didn't realize there were that many different tribes in Arizona, to be honest. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. San Carlos Apache tribe. So, unaware there were different divisions amongst the Apache. Tohono O'odham Nation, that's one I'm very familiar with. Their community is just south of Chandler. White Mountain something, couldn't see it. I really wish they had those plaques facing the sidewalk, because when you drive by, you go by way too quick to actually read them. Oh well. There's another one of those decorative crosswalks, statehood crosswalk. This one appears to be deteriorating quite a bit. It's that fake brick stuff made out of asphalt. Another one there. It looks like the whole intersection there of 15th Avenue and Washington has it. So for those unfamiliar, this entire row along Washington from 7th Avenue to 19th Avenue is dominantly state government offices. This building on the right, which is super decorative, that's the Arizona State Department of Mines, which also has a museum, which is why they've got these awesome displays of mining equipment from the 1800s. Actually glad I decided to do the walk, because I'm getting a lot more interesting footage than had I just not been recording and hopped on the bus. Well, it looks like the protest is going on in this park here. I see a whole lot of people, and yeah, that's the direction I'm going to go. I'm going to keep video rolling, but just kind of quiet and observe. I hate the fact there's a crosswalk on the left side there, but not on the side where I am. Not that the lack of a crosswalk ever really stops me from crossing, but that's the Arizona State Supreme Court right there behind all them trees. I had one case that went there once. Actually, no, my bad. That's the well, I think the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals are housed in that same building. I had something that two different things go to the Arizona State Court of Appeals. This actually looks like it's something else.
U.S. Air Force.
This park is full of monuments.
U.S. Navy.
Obviously some kind of military thing going on there, but that's not the group of people I'm looking for sure. A lot of military monuments in this park directly across the street from the state capitol. And I feel like that gathering is a bunch of veterans and people supportive of veterans. And to be honest, if I didn't have something I was already headed to, I'd probably join it just to check it out. Hey, look at that. A patriotic food cart. Just a fire truck all decked out in Americana. I'm not sure. Judging from that guy's shirt, I think this is the group of people I'm looking for. Oh, yeah, let's go, Brandon. Yeah, this is definitely the group of people I'm looking for. I was emailed, I RSVP'd to this, and I was emailed a PDF ticket. I'm sure that's just a procedural thing with the website they had. They were sending invites with. I'm sure there's nobody checking tickets here. The historic Arizona State Capitol.
We have a rally on the 17th for election integrity. It's down at the drop day for 15. And that's about 25. Tired to 7. Lake's going to be there. So they tell you which day is the best day to retire on.
I'd love to see you guys
have something.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Well,
I'll take a flyer.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
It's going to be on the 17th. If you want to sign up,
If you want to find any retirement stuff, talk to Mike Ray.
Okay, cool.
The event will be on the it's on the website as well.
17th, that's Friday, right?
Yes.
Yep. It's going to be at the Attorney General's office.
Robbery, right?
Yeah, 2 in robbery and 1 trade.
Because he's got to do some
Where is the Attorney General's office?
It's downtown Phoenix. It's about, I think it's like Central and, not far from Central and Camelback.
Central Camelback, okay.
Not far. It's a little bit further.
I would expect that to be somewhere within
Mandate anyway, so there you go.
5 blocks of here.
Yeah.
With most everything state government's down
It's a little
here.
hidden. It's on kind of the side of the road. If you know where that big BMO building is.
Certainly.
it's
Yeah.
right next to that.
That's all right. I can Google it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. That's where the House of Representatives meet on that side. State Senate meets in a mashing building on that side. Obviously, these buildings were built much later than the original historic Capitol on the right there. Wow. I don't see the copper on the dome under the angel. Wonder what's up with that. a long time since I've been down here. I believe that's a replica of the Liberty Bell. And downtown Phoenix is part of the flight path for Sky Harbor. I really do love the fact that we've never moved our airport from where it is. So many other cities have put their airports in far removed places to get the flight paths away from their downtowns. Looking at you, Denver, and it's not very convenient. As homeless, I used to spend a lot of time in this building here just for the sheer thrill of it. Caution overhead work. My guess is they're probably working on restoring that copper and cleaning it up. I'm hoping. So this is the original front of the Capitol, which has been a museum for a long time. And I'm not going to go in because I'm really here to check out the protest. But oh God, I still got a mask over my chin. That's probably why I was getting funny looks from this guy. It's all right. I'm riding the bus. That's what I have to do. And the goddamn strap broke. So I try and put that together. I believe that my memories of the museum, there's some chambers inside the original building where the Senate and the House of Representatives used to meet back when those were smaller groups of people and there were a lot less people in the state. Once upon a time, I actually addressed the House of Representatives regarding benefits that were going to be taken, state benefits that were going to be taken away from the severely mentally ill. Didn't really write a speech per se. I mean, I had some bullet points that I followed, but I did it right off the cuff, and I wish I had a recording of it because I feel like it was a really good and passionate little speech. But it didn't sway any of our state legislators. They went ahead and struck down those benefits anyway, which really sucked for me because, well, I don't know, it actually didn't suck for me, but it sucked for a lot of the other severely mentally ill in the state. I kind of came out pretty good on that because that was right around the time that my federal benefits for severe mental illness finally kicked in, and I was able to keep my mental health coverage through federal from a federal level. But yeah, I do know a lot of people have lost their coverage that were only getting it on the state level, and a lot of those people lost their medication and quickly went from being able to barely maintain to not being able to maintain at all, and went from being people that, granted, spent most of their time in still kind of getting by with help, but were at least getting the help and getting housing, and some of those people went to just being the people that you see that are dirty walking around the streets yelling at other invisible people. So it's kind of sad. Anyway, I'm going to stop this filming just because I'm over 20 minutes, and on this phone, hey look, we got Channel 3 and Channel 5 here. azfamily.com broadcast fan right there. I'm going to shut this down. Every time this phone gets to video that's over 20 minutes, it becomes kind of an ordeal to try to get it onto YouTube, get it to a device I can get on YouTube. And speaking of that, not that it has anything with what I'm blogging about today, but as you've probably seen by now, I'm finally able to upload videos that I recorded on my Motorola Droid 4. And I accomplished that by connecting it to my karaoke, my Windows 7 karaoke PC, which is always logged into this YouTube channel, and just connecting a micro USB cable to it. I know, it's such a simple solution. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. I tried doing that with both of my Obama phones, and for some reason, Windows seems to treat them both as MP3 players, and I'm not able to transfer files between them. I haven't Googled to see if there's a solution for that, but I gotta admit I was pretty disappointed by that. So yeah, at this point, the only way I have of moving files off this is to upload them to some sort of a cloud server and then download them on either to my iPhone or to my Windows 7 PC. So on that note, I'm just making this situation worse by running it over 25 minutes. But hey, thanks for sticking with me. And if this starts to get more interesting, I'll definitely run some more video.